Clowns from Outer Space. I've never seen this movie. I have never seen this movie before in my life, and I'm very hyped to watch this because I remember when I was younger and I was in like not Hastings, well Hastings Blockbuster, whatever it was, and I saw the cover for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I thought to myself, that looks terrifying. That looks crazy. Like just the imagery that the killer clowns look like. So I thought, why not do this? I'm glad that I put the poll out there and this one won because this was my pick. This is what I really wanted to watch. So it kind of worked out. Now, you may notice I'm in a different area than normal, and that is for good reason. To do these live streams, I gotta do a couple different screens. So now I can talk to you, reply to you, and had another monitor to watch the movie. So it's gonna go seamless. It's gonna go great. Just like last time, we did Texas Chainsaw Massacre last time, the 2003 remake, which was a lot of fun. Honestly, this is the second watch along, and if it keeps becoming this thing of horror movies, I might just call it the Sunday Scaries, to be honest with y'all, because that's 2 Sundays in a row of horror movies. So, first off, before we get started, we're going to wait for more people to show up. But what have y'all been watching? Give a shout out to something you've watched. Have you seen Scream 7 yet? Have you watched something else? Maybe something on streaming? Or maybe it's an old movie that you watched for the first time. Let me know in the comments. We're going to wait a little longer, get more people to show up, and then we'll go. Then we'll get started. Probably like five more minutes or something, and then we'll all get started on this. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun, guys. I really don't know what to expect from this, to be honest with you. Uh, I've heard great things. I know it's a huge cult classic. I know video games. Luke, what's going on? How you doing, man? There's a video game that came out for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I never played it. I kind of stopped playing games for the most part. I played Dead by Daylight a lot, Dead by Daylight, and I played a little bit of Friday the 13th. But this came out kind of after I was done playing video games. But if y'all play the game, let me know. It looked fun. It looked cool. It looks so weird. So like that's another reason why I wanted to check this movie out. Luke, did you vote for this one? Did you vote for this one too? I was trying to come up with some. Just I always try to give like a good variety of just weird stuff, and I'm glad this one won. I'm very excited to watch this. Yeah, super hyped to watch this thing. I so everyone that's here, have you seen this movie before? Before we get started, Half in a Bag. I've never heard of them. Let me look it up real quick before we get started. Oh, and if you're tuning in and you want to watch along for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, go to Tubi.com. It's on Tubi. It's completely free. I have it pulled up ready to go on my end, and you can just watch along when we hit go. Half in the Bag. Half in the Bag. Is it? Oh, it's Red Letter Media. Luke, is that the channel? I have to check them out. Oh, it's on Amazon as well. Okay, cool. I heard I heard somewhere at some point, I felt like it was pretty recent that they were looking to do a reboot of this or like a remake or something, which I think would be a cool idea. Like this isn't a like you already know, right? This is not going to be a super beloved movie where it's like super high quality. So why not make a remake? I know that people love this one, so let's check it out. But Luke, I do have the Red Letter Media pulled up on my side so I can check them out. Um, Tons of horror stuff and Sam Raimi and Star Trek, and they got a lot of cool stuff on here. All right, I'm gonna subscribe to them right now. That way I can check them out after the stream and a little later this week. Time's at 12:05. Let's wait till about 12:10, everybody, and then we'll get started. Whoever's gonna join in and watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Honestly, that name by itself, that title, that's all you need. Sometimes you just need a really weird straight to the point title. And I love how campy that title is. And it's in the 80s. Like, come on. Look at the description. Send in the clowns. This cult classic is back. One of a kind alien invasion sci-fi featuring blood-drinking alien clowns harvesting a small city. What more do you need? What more do you need? That's all I'm saying. I also see on here. Honestly, Tubi's got a lot of cool stuff, y'all. At some point we could watch My Bloody Valentine, the OG, which I've never seen. I've only seen the like 3D remake thing. I thought it was cool. Texas Chainsaw Part 2, which I've never seen. Like honestly, Luke, it does make you turn your head and be like, "What the hell is this?" And then you like once again, like the designs that I've seen from this movie, how the characters look, like I don't know what else will grab your attention more than that. They look kind of like I've always thought they looked really gross, to be honest with you. Really, really off-putting. And once again, you look at them and you can't look away. When I was trying to make the thumbnail for this live stream, I was just kind of took a moment and was looking at all the pictures that popped up for me to use, and ugh. Yeah, they just look gross. I think they look gross. All right, about 3 more minutes, y'all. Just finishing actually an upload for another recap I have in the works here for y'all a little bit later this month. I'm gonna have a recap coming out for a show or a movie, depending on what's coming out. I'm gonna have something ready for y'all every week, sometimes maybe 2 per week. It really just depends on what's coming out that week and, like what's lining up with what's coming out. So keep a lookout for all of that. Let me upload that. All right. But which parent is said to be the most responsible for IQ and offspring? White girl magic? I have no idea. I have no idea. You said answer. I have no idea. Yeah, I agree, Luke. Sometimes it's just not gonna work. What's in the movie? Like honestly, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is kind of like that, right? Like very they just look sweaty and like hot, and it just gives this weird vibe to it. Like there's another movie. Honestly, it's like I feel like the 80s, those type of grainy film type of look to it, like that's how it feels for me. As far as like feeling sick and kind of like the movie looks a little gross. Um, I know there's a better example because I felt this way a lot on like a few different movies, but I can't think of any right now. But Texas Chainsaw is probably like the best example that everybody knows. Let's see. All right, we're about to start, everybody. About another minute. Jump on Tubi, search for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and we're gonna watch the movie together. And yeah. All right, Luke. I know you're watching for sure. I have it pulled up, ready to go. All right, it's 12:10. It's 12:10. Let's get this thing started, man. All right, let's do it. I hit play. So, sweet. Right off the bat, like the sound, the music, very 80s style. I don't think I did that, man. I don't know. You got the wrong guy. Yeah, this movie's gonna be good. The guitar riff, game over. and it's its own theme song. So okay, I'm glad you found the person that did that to your dog. She fell on him. That's bad. That's bad luck. Dog was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, let me, there we go. I like how his beer cans just say beer on it. No brand, it just says beer. Let's bring that back. Or let's make that a thing. When was this made? 88. Okay. Not bad. Anybody else afraid of clowns when they were younger? I went to go see my parents earlier this morning, and my dad brought up, he asked, "Are you still afraid of clowns?" I'm like, "Dad, no. That's I was a child, but I was terrified of clowns. I forgot all about that when I was a kid. Terrified of clowns. Now I'm all about Art the Clown, Pennywise, all that stuff. If an ice cream truck drove up where I was hanging out in the middle of the night, that you don't eat that ice cream. I mean, how long have clowns been around, man? That's seriously like when did that become like, oh, that's the staple of like fun and funny and whatever? Because the farther back you go, the scarier they get. Shoot, I mean, after John Wayne Gacy, I feel like clowns should have been off the table, but I don't know. They're timeless, I guess. I hope that old farmer dude and his dog is in this entire movie. And that's what I was hoping for, Luke. Very campy. Yeah, this old man's cooked. Absolutely. I hope so. I hope that like they do this weird fake out where he probably like gets captured or killed or whatever, but you don't see it, and at the end he emerges with whatever he's trying to get, and he becomes a millionaire or something. That'd be a cool ending. Damn, they took the dog. So I wonder when this came out, if it was trying to be campy, was that the end goal? You know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. I have a quick commercial break, so that'll probably be just a few seconds. But seeing the clown and seeing how it was able to move, like I honestly thought, just based on I haven't seen any trailers for this or anything like that. I thought it was just gonna be a mask. You know what I mean? Where no movement, they may laugh or whatever, but there's no movement in their face. It's just a straight mask. I love that there was some movement there. Small thing, I know, but I'm very happy to see that. And we're back. It had to have been. Yeah. Luke, have you seen any other movie like this, kind of like self-aware like this that you'd recommend? See, and I haven't seen Gremlins 2. I was like this close to watching it this past Christmas. I showed my wife Gremlins for the first time. She loved it. And then Gremlins 2 was right there to stream, but just never got around to it. So that's something I definitely got to check out. But from what I've seen of it, this seems very up that same genre, same alley. I love how she wanted to go look for this thing and he didn't want to, and now that they're there, the roles flipped. He had his mind on other things. And now shifted to the giant tent in the forest. They watch all the trash movies. They have the best and the worst. Luke, I also feel like this is such a hard thing to do to like balance because one wrong move in this like something as funny as this and weird as this can turn into just straight bad, because it is always going to be, on that line. That'd be tough. That would be a tough thing to do. Lucas, what's going on? How you doing on this fine Sunday? Aiden, yeah, I'm good. We're watching. This is a watch along of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Have you seen that movie? If you haven't, it's wild. In the best way, though. It's a tightrope act for sure. Yeah. I feel like if you're going to do it, you just have to commit to it, and whatever the end result is, it's the end result. But as soon as you like kind of second guess yourself halfway of like making a movie like this, it's over. Absolutely over. Yeah, check it out, Aiden. It's on Tubi. I've never seen it before. This is our first time watching it. We're about 15, 16 minutes in. It's weird, but it's cool. Extremely 80s. So if you like 80s, I don't even want to say horror, just like 80s style, you'll probably dig it. Oh no, man. Taking anything before watching something like this. Oh my god. You're already like this is like a fever dream in it by itself. Taking anything before this would be a bad idea. Probably a fun time for a little bit, but eventually that thing's gonna switch. You're gonna have a bad time. Yeah, I'm a pretty small content creator. I just do stuff on movies, reviews, and recaps on TV shows and movies and stuff like that. It's a fun little thing. Get to talk to people about movies and have fun doing it. Ooh, you got to see Marty Supreme, Luke. I my when it came out in theaters, I could not like find the time to go. It was a terrible like scheduling with just everything going on, and but I've been wanting to see that. Like it probably crosses my mind a few times a week of how I've not seen that movie because it looks awesome. And I've heard nothing but good things. Like literally your A plus is what I've heard across the board. Do you think that wins best picture? Because I need to watch that and I need to watch One Battle After Another. Still haven't watched that. But I know those two are up for best picture. I have a family. I have a family. What about you, Aiden? Oh my god. The balloon animals? Aiden, nice. If that's the case, Aiden, this movie is way before your time. Okay, okay. Timothy, is Timothy Chalamet, is he the best actor, like up and coming actor? Because we have that new wave of actors and actresses and everybody. Is he the best? Is he the top dog? Because I feel like he might be. And I've only seen a few of his movies. I think he might be top dog. I'm really hyped to see him in Dune Part 3. Just because I know where the story goes from the books. And he even said, like, he like put everything he had into this. And oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Um, One Battle After Another just being okay. I've heard that as well. Once again, from what I've heard on, social media and just talking to people, Marty Supreme is like an undisputed flawless. Everybody loves it. For one battle after another, maybe 90 or 80% of the people I talked to loved it, and the other portion was like so on it. So that take, I don't know if it's too far off. Imagine seeing these clowns just walking around your little town. Wow, that's a hot take. Do you think that Timothy will ever? And I think it's something to talk about. Do you think Timothy will ever jump into like the comic book genre, whether that's like the MCU or DCU, or would it? If he did, I see it more so as like a standalone project, like the Batman or Joker, like things like that, like a standalone weird type of movie, like more artsy freedom. I think that's where he would be. But even then, I don't know if he'll actually do it. I think he'll stay away from comic book stuff. Aiden, I was too as a kid. Clowns freaked me out. They freaked me out for so long, and then now I love any horror movie with a clown in it, and I'm all in. There better not be anybody behind me because that's just a straight up wall. I'm up against the wall. If someone's behind me, I'm in trouble and oblivious. Good take, Luke. Actually, while we're on the subject, real quick, the next movie I want to see from him is Bones and All. I haven't seen that one yet. Let me see what other ones he has real quick. Hmm. Never got to see A Complete Unknown either. I guess I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, but Wonka was good. Dune was good. I wouldn't even count Interstellar as his because he's not really in it that much. And it's funny too. I didn't even like Timothy Chalamet. Like there was just something about him I did not like. Then I watched Dune, the first one. I was like, oh, never mind. We're good. And then Wonka came out, and I was all about Wonka. And then part two came out. Love that. Aiden, no one close to me, knock on wood as of yet. I hope you haven't had to do that either at this point in your life. And Luke, going back to your like what was the board meeting, the pitch meeting for this? It had to be insane. I wish they filmed that and it was out there for the public to watch because damn. Aiden, I have no idea, man. I'm sure I can't really say because I've never gone through that, unfortunately, or fortunately. Um, but if you are going through that, I hope you're okay and hang in there. Yeah, for sure. And you got to respect what he's doing now with his movie choices. I don't know what he's doing now because he wrapped part three. I think we talked about this last time, Luke, of like up and comers. He's been around for a long time, but Glenn Powell. So his new movie came out and it bombed, and then Running Man bombed, and now people are kind of talking of like, is he like a box office for sure thing? And I guess not, which I thought he was, but I guess not. It was pretty interesting because he's a very likable dude, and I'm just like, I still look at him as like not an up and comer, but definitely a new person, in Hollywood, one of the newer waves of people. Oh, what I was gonna say, but I was like, where am I going with this? With Timothy Chalamet, is he a box office for sure thing? He's like one of the most well-known actors right now, but is he an actual box office, you know, powerhouse? I see. He looks too generic. That's interesting. I'm not arguing that. That's interesting. I never heard that take. Hmm. I think he needs a breakout role. That's what he needs. Cause like after Maverick, that's when he like really took off. You know what I mean? But he had like a supporting role in that. And he's had lead roles since, but none of them are like a definitive, this is what we remember him from. So maybe he just needs that. Maybe he just needs that one role that just knocks it out of the park. And the bad marketing, I completely agree with. The only movie of his that like really pushed to be known that it was coming out and got on everyone's radar was Twisters that I can remember. Oh yeah, Luke, that's true. Not even that. Well, that, but then also you have to assume that like the whole Travis Kelsey Taylor Swift deal, all the Swifties became Chiefs fans for no reason, even though they didn't like football. I'm sure who's he dating? One of the Jenners. Like fans of hers might be showing up for that too. There might be some correlation there with the timing, but see you later, Aiden. Thanks for stopping by. Luke, this movie is awesome. I think this movie is so cool. True. It's all about timing and momentum. I'm also wondering the like correlation of timing with his movies, right? Like these recent flops. at the box office, I wonder what else was released that same weekend, the weekend before, or the weekend after, because that is something also to consider. And it might just be the perfect storm of like just bad luck. I've actually never seen Escape from New York, which I should, because that's that Kurt Russell one, right? Like, I think we had a discussion about, yeah, Kurt Russell. Like, dude's awesome. It's got Donald Pleasance in it. Do you watch Monarch with him in there on Apple TV? Well, now it's giving me the Warriors vibes. I'm down. I'm down for that, Luke. Oh wow, that was his response to knocking his head off. Luke, I'm not seeing it on here, at least on Tubi for Escape from New York. But we can definitely keep an eye on that. And if we can find it somewhere else, we can just do it there too. Whatever. But that is definitely a movie I've been wanting to see because I know, like, it's awesome. I thought there was a rumor of another remake happening with that as well. Yeah, no one is shocked by anything. Because once again, you look at these costumes and these masks and everything. I feel like people would be freaking out. Normal people, a normal town, would be losing their minds right now. Especially a clown that's doing this to that little girl looking. This is the worst. Her parents or whoever she's with are the worst parents, whatever you want to call them, ever. First, she's missing from the table, walking towards a creepy clown. She doesn't even acknowledge the clown. It might be a dream. I don't know. Which, that's a terrible ending. Like, oh, it was all a dream or whatever. In this case, it would be perfectly on brand. Pretty crazy how this is PG-13, okay? It's when this got 88, we looked it up, 88. The dude punches the guy's head off. And typically, I would assume that's not in PG-13 nowadays. So that was pretty cool. A Jeep filled with cotton candy like that. Might be just them riffing on how stupid people are. That's a yeah, for real, right? Like that could be it of being self-aware, kind of like how Scream was, but in a way this would be a completely different way of doing that. But you're right, like, well, I don't know, man, because this came out late '80s, so all of the slashers have been out by this point. So maybe, but I don't think it leans hard enough into it to be like, well, neither does Scream. No, I think that's a good point though. Okay, so I am about 37, 38 minutes into this movie, and they just started calling in to the police. That's wild. That took a while. People in the '80s were just less concerned about movie brutality as concerned. Yeah, I feel like they were able to just know the difference, maybe. I don't know. And I always, yeah, it's weird. I always look back on these movies. Like I watched Black Christmas for the first time, maybe like a year or two ago. Was not expecting how brutal it was, how gory it was, the language that was used, just because of the time that it was set in and filmed and all that stuff. Pretty wild. So I didn't know like it was that those type of movies were around back then, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah, I feel like a lot of movies nowadays aren't like that, or maybe I'm just desensitized to it. I don't know. Yeah, this feels very much like even just the first Gremlins, even more campy, of course. So like probably Gremlins too, like you said, Luke. But I'm definitely getting those vibes from this. Once again, the board meeting. Yeah, and then they drive an invisible bike. Luke, have you played the video game Luigi's Mansion? These clowns are giving off very much like the ghosts vibes when you or sounds. I'm sorry, the sounds whenever you suck them up as Luigi with the vacuum thing. That's the sounds they're making. The popcorn, it's alive. Oh, I think I'm a little bit behind you because she's just taking off the clothes that had all. Yep, there, the popcorn. Gotcha. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind you, Luke. They really thought of everything for this one. So shout out to whoever made Killer Clowns because they went all in on all the details. Yeah, they were all smoking, and then they came up with an idea, and then everyone just kind of started throwing ideas together. It is that weird of a movie, you know? Like it really is. Speaking of Glenn Powell, the cop kind of looks like Glenn Powell. Remember the clown phenomenon a few years back, where there's people dressed as clowns being all creepy across the country? What a time! They must have just watched this and took it a little seriously. Was that a skit? All right, I have it pulled up, but I'll watch it after the movie's done. The shadow figures. Yeah, this movie is insane. I get why it's a cult classic though. It is so goofy. All right, we're about halfway done. You would think they're saving the craziest stuff for the end, but I feel like seeing inside the tent and all that stuff, I feel like that was pretty gnarly. Like not gnarly in a gory weird way, right? But just like a fever dream, like we talked about. It feels like a fever dream, very weird and creative, but I don't know what else they have for us. He did. And based on these clowns' powers, I'm assuming they would beat the Hulk. Pretty wild that there's only two police officers in this entire town. All right, I just got another ad, so just give me a second, Luke. They're not long, but yeah, this movie is crazy. I don't know, man. I still like it. Let's see. I was looking this up the other day, but I'll bring it up again right now. No problem. So I went to Rotten Tomatoes because why not? 79%, and it's a 61% from the audience. I don't know, man. I think that's a good score. I thought the audience score would be a lot higher though. All right, and we're back. Sweet. It's just goofy. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, just give him time, I guess, or the right role, like a very like yeah, just a memorable role. I don't know. I was gonna say, isn't he in a Star Wars movie coming up? But that's Gosling. Ryan Gosling's in the new Star Wars Starfighter, I think it's called. But then again, I guess it doesn't need to be like this huge tentpole like property. It could be anything. Mooney, the police chief or whatever, is awful. Interesting how the clowns are gathering all the people from the town, but it's not like you see a ton of it. You see a little bit here and there, but not a ton. Oh, Mooney's toast. Let's see what happens. The clown that's messing with him in the police station, I think that's the creepiest clown in the movie so far. I think it's the teeth. The teeth that he has. Oh, for sure. I didn't even notice that, to be honest with you. But yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's weird that they dyed it but didn't dye the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if, well, I guess we'll find out. Like, how do you beat these clowns? If they get shot, does it do anything? Because no one's been able to even touch them because they do that Hulk jump. Oh, we still haven't seen what the popcorn monster does. Or at least I haven't yet. The Hamper of Terror, no kidding. Not not what you want to see after getting out of the shower, for sure. Let's see. We were talking about what are other like campy, self-aware movies like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Night of the Creeps, and Return of the Living Dead. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I love that movie. I haven't watched that in years, but I don't know if it's at. Well, yeah, actually, it is. I feel like it is kind of up this alley. The clowns really kind of throw it off, but I think that's another good one. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, Gremlins 2, Cabin in the Woods. I don't think that would qualify for me. And then a movie called Trolls 2, which I've never seen. Oh, Army of Darkness. That'd probably be a good one. Seed of Chucky. Oh, Mars Attacks. That one might be the closest to kind of emulating what this does. Mars Attacks is a good movie. Is that on Tubi? Nope. No, it is not. Yeah, Tucker and Dale is phenomenal, man. The only memorable ones for me so far while watching this is the one in the police station and then also the little one on the bike. Those two are the massive standouts. So I hope we get to see like another one kind of make a mark, you know? That's a good point. Any Sam Raimi movie would qualify. Yeah, because I just watched Drag Me to Hell the other day. Haven't seen that in years. And it is very goofy and campy. While also staying serious, but when the goat starts talking, that got a little weird. Okay, bullets do not work against these clowns. We know that now. Oh, never mind. Once again, Luke, I think I might be behind you. Go for the nose. Okay. Is it? Is it a homage to Evil Dead? I seen Evil Dead maybe once or twice, but years ago. I'm trying to think of what would have happened. Is it just from the Deadites just being creepy? You know which one I haven't seen is Evil Dead 2. Actually, I've seen a little bit of that and a little bit of Army of Darkness. Oh, I know what you're talking about. And it's in Evil Dead 2, right? Penny, yeah, the end of this movie, freaking Pennywise shows up. I don't know. These clowns don't seem like they're afraid of anything. They might be able to take Pennywise. Who knows? Very different, but I love it. But yeah, Luke, I think I know what you're talking about as far as Evil Dead goes, and the goat in Drag Me to Hell. I think I can picture it. Speaking of Evil Dead, we should be getting a trailer for the next one because that comes out this summer. And they just started filming the next Evil Dead as well, which I personally definitely gravitate more towards like the scary, horror, brutal type of Evil Dead movies, more so than Army of Darkness and stuff. I was in Universal Studios about a month or two ago with my wife, and there was an area, like a Dr. Seuss area, and the Killer Clowns like gives me that vibe, that very Dr. Seussy weird circus vibe. Yeah, they're in the ice cream van and they just took off from the vacuum thing. And now it just cut to her in the bathroom again after the shower. That popcorn's taking its time. Oh, there we go. So that's what it is. Sweet. Awesome. What the popcorn turned into, these clown head things, not what I was thinking it was going to be. I actually thought each individual popcorn was going to be like a spider type of deal, or maybe they would like form this big giant thing. Yeah. They're doing battery. Good. The noises they make in this movie are freaking awesome. I love how they have the little ice cream truck song on during all this. Because why not, right? If you have it, use it. How her house is just covered in the string and the ribbon. It is. It is. I'm surprised they haven't gotten thrown out of that thing yet. That thing's bouncing over every crack. You're right. That suspension is crazy. That's fitting. That's fitting that they're going to an amusement park. But the amusement park isn't even operating right now. Hmm. Not that it matters. I think that would have been really cool if it was in operation and you have, which this is a low budget movie, of course, but that would be awesome as like the final thing at an amusement park with all the kids and families around and the clowns can just, oh man. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny with the close up of the ice cream truck when they're in the actual thing and it's close up on them, how they're just bouncing everywhere and even on the outside. Like good catch. Death by pies. Once again, in the writing room. And then all five clowns continuously throw pies at the security guard and he dies. Oh, by blunt trauma? No idea. Nah, he's gonna actually no, he's gonna melt from the pies. And the cherry on top. Luke, this movie's fantastic. And you know what I mean by fantastic. All right, I got another ad, so probably like another 30 seconds and I should be back on it. Yeah, this movie was like ahead of its time. It is so odd. And I love it. All right, I should be back any second now. And I'm back. Cool. So they just rolled up into the amusement park. Oh, they're gonna eat it? Is that what you're saying? Oh my god, too? Oh no, they didn't eat it. Okay. Like how his instinct is to just touch the giant blob of whatever and didn't even notice the arm. The ice cream brothers aren't the smartest though. What happened to those girls that were in the van with them? They were just gone. I wonder if this movie could be made today. And like how would you even go about that? This really is a culmination of just a bunch of people just like building off of the crazy ideas. One person says something, the other person rolls with it, and it just keeps continuing into this. Because even like what we just saw with the pies, I can't imagine the same person that came up with that came up with like the designs of the clowns. I don't know. But seriously, it's like a giant group project where one weird idea rolled into another. And I'm glad it happened. These ice cream brothers have got to go. They probably won't, but it's a job for A24. The most artsy Killer Clowns from Outer Space movie ever. It would have like the most deep meaning ever. It would also have the most ambiguous ending ever. That might work, man. That might work. Starring Timothy Chalamet. Charles Chavez, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Just watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It is insane. I like A24 for at least going for it. You know what I mean? At least they shoot for original stuff. It doesn't always hit, and it definitely doesn't always hit for me. But I always like to give them a shot. They've given me some of my favorite. Honestly, they've given me some of my favorite like horror movies from the last few years, like Bring Her Back, Talk to Me, same directors. Pearl, I love the movie Pearl. Midsommar, I think I like that more than Hereditary, but even Hereditary was good too. I don't know what they do with all the bodies, man. Like it's like a trophy to them. Maybe maybe these are scouts, right? They're like not scouts, but they go and they're hunters or whatever. They go and they gather all the humans and then they take them back to their home planet to eat. I love this movie, man. The straw. I remember those straws when I was a kid. Okay, so they do eat them. They drink them. I have not seen those straws in forever. Mine wasn't as crazy as that one, but yeah. I forgot about Debbie. I was trying to think of what happened to this girl because she was so like she was in the shower the whole movie, and then she got taken in the balloon. And I forgot that she got taken in the balloon. I like that clown with the pink hair, spiked. I also like when the clowns die, how they explode, or did the first one explode? Either way, when they die, it's like confetti and glitter and all that stuff. That's cool. That's what it is. I said he looked like Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell's dad. I would not be surprised if they were related. Speaking of A24, have you seen? It's with Scarlett Johansson, Under the Skin. I think it's called, where she's an alien. I want to like that movie, and I've tried twice. I'll probably try again. It's just so slow and weird. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't think I like it because I didn't finish it. But have you seen that? What was the budget for this movie? I wonder. I bet you this movie would have scared me as a kid. I really do. As goofy as it is, I probably would have thought it was the most scary movie ever because of how they looked. Okay, check this out. This movie had a budget of 1.8 million and its box office was 43.6 million. How was a sequel never made? That spaceship is infinite, dude. Which that's kind of how I envisioned it when it first showed it at the beginning of the movie because it's just a tent, right? And they go in and they just keep going, keep going. It just feels like it's like a void in there, an infinite void with a lot of rooms. So it feels like there's a structure behind it. I just felt like it was just infinite void. But how do you escape? Yeah, I don't know how big this thing is. Okay, so I'm not alone there. I'm glad, Luke, I'm not alone with that. Oh, and big shout out to this movie because no clown looks the same. And at first, I thought we were only going to get like 4 to 5 clowns. Um, no, we get a lot of clowns. And I'm sure there's a little bit of crossover here and there, but they all look pretty different and unique. What is this? This is like the ultimate clown. Oh, that's a big clown. Yeah, gullible clowns for sure. As advanced as they are, they got fooled by the ice cream truck, which is on brand for this type of movie. But that is a giant clown. Looks like a crocodile kind of thing. All right, so the ice cream brothers are gone, I think. This is a cool final fight, though. Oh, we're at the end. This is the end of the movie. Aim for the nose, right? Yeah, because think about that. You just got done seeing the scene with all of the different clowns, And then this dude comes out. It'd be a bad trip. I'm telling you, a bad trip. Very bad high. Unless you're with a group. Maybe if you're with a group of people, it might be better. I do like how their spaceship is the tent. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, respect to the special effects team. Big time. Because it is like really, I'd say it's CGI heavy, right? For the most part, and it works for the 80s. For now, obviously not, but I don't know. This was made before I was even around, so I think it looks pretty good. Because if you go back and look at what is it? Oh, Hellraiser. I was thinking of Hellraiser with the box and like the electricity and stuff, and like those special effects look so out of place there. But you have to remember, it's the 80s. When this one has like these really colorful clowns and characters and stuff like that, I feel like it works a lot better and it looks a little bit more seamless. Okay. Well, he killed the giant clown now. And of course, the policeman makes it. And the brothers make it. I had a feeling. They're the most likable. They're the comedic people, and it's not that type of movie, like a serious movie. So that makes sense. I missed it. Oh, I'm gonna see if it pops up again, or if she pops up again. I didn't get to see it, or I guess I just wasn't noticing. Actually, I think that is the end. Yeah, it's the end. Let me go back. Where is it? Trying to find the lady cop. Let's see, right there. I'm looking, Luke. Oh, yep. Okay, I see it. Yep. 100%. Okay, so I'm done. I finished Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That that theme song right now that's playing, fire. The guitar, like cool. So, Luke, they didn't even like so the clowns won. They got away. The people we were following made it, but all of those people in the cotton candy are gone. They just decided to leave and go back to their home planet. I'm cool with that. Because I was wondering, I was like, are they going to defeat them? Like, there's no defeating them, I guess. Overall, I really dug that movie. Straight up. The verdict, I liked it. I liked it. I would even say, now I'm not saying I loved it, right? But I would say that I would go back and rewatch this movie again. Like, I'd probably rewatch this movie multiple times in my life. I don't know when that opportunity would come, if I'm just going to throw this on in the background, which that might be the more plausible thing. But to like sit down and watch it like we just did, not quite sure if I'd go that far. but I definitely have it on in the background. I think it's. I'd like to tell people about this and maybe get more people to watch this. And if someone else wanted to watch this, like a friend or whatever, I would sit down and watch it with them. But respect to it, I get the following. I get why people like it. I enjoyed myself. What about you? What'd you think? Absolutely, Luke. Yeah, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much. No, actually, yeah, I would not have enjoyed it this much if I wasn't like talking to you about it and getting to watch this and just talk about it. Because, and it might have been different. It might have been different back when it was released. Maybe watching it by yourself then would have been different. But yeah, I think it's just a little bit too cheesy and too campy and just a little too weird to enjoy for your first time watching it by yourself. So yeah, I think I'm right there with you. This is something to laugh at together and just point out weird stuff like that. The truck suspension being the craziest thing I've ever seen. But I don't know if you saw Luke. So tomorrow we're doing a. It just happened to be this way to where I was gonna do the watch along today and then the movie club tomorrow. So I'll do a live stream tomorrow night as well, which I'll post about that. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Yeah, exactly. Now, Luke, we saw this together, and if for whatever reason there was a sequel ever made, would you go watch that? A24, um, starring Timothy Chalamet and um, Glenn Powell. I could not think of his name for a second there, even though we talked about him the whole time. Okay, so check this out. Sequels have been in development hell since the original's release. In 2016, they hope to produce three more movies or possibly a television series. And in 2018, Sci Fi announced that it was in talks to license the rights to make one or more sequels. Luke, dude, in April 2025, it was announced that a remake is in the works at Amazon MGM Studios. Ryan Gosling is set to produce. Interesting. Okay, so Ryan Gosling is set to produce this, not star in it, which that could always change. But then also Glenn Powell. I feel like I'm just talking about Glenn Powell this whole thing. He is set to produce the Texas Chainsaw Massacre show, I believe, from A24. Like how we came full circle with that. That's weird. So it looks like these dudes are set to produce these horror movie remake TV show things. I don't know. It's interesting. And hearing those names attached to these things, like Ryan Gosling attached to this Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I don't know. What else has he produced? You know what I mean? That's just not the name that I would think of to, go to this. We live in an interesting time. Yep, absolutely. I would say bring it on. Like what's the worst that can happen? It could be bad. So who cares if it's bad? Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, overall, I liked it. I think it was super creative with their really just everything that they did, down to their designs, to the guns that they used and what they did to people, the freaking cars they drove around in, the popcorn, like they just went all in on this. The freaking little clown that was telling the little girl to come here and he had the mallet behind him. Oh, that was cool. The puppetry, the shadow puppet thing, like super creative movie. Ryan Gosling is really kind of shot up where like into one of my favorite actors like that's working right now. Um I don't know exactly when that happened. Okay, I was never like a massive, oh, he's in that, I gotta go see it, like he's one of my favorites. Like looking back, like he was good, and I think the first time I saw him might have been The Notebook, and he was good in that. Like not my favorite movie or anything, but it was fine. Um, and then it was more so in the last few years, um, like with Fall Guy. Okay, let's see. I'm looking. Oh, okay. No, hold up. Check this out. Fall Guy, Barbie. He was awesome in Barbie. I haven't seen La La Land yet, but I need to. Crazy Stupid Love. He was awesome. Remember the Titans was great. Blade Runner. I have not seen, and I've been trying to find it on streaming forever. Drive was good. And then Project Hail Mary comes out in 20 days, 19 days from now. So like I've really dug what he's been doing lately. So if he was attached to this, I'd probably be all in on that. I kind of want him to star in it though. Not gonna lie, I think he would do really good because he does have like the comedic chops to do it. Like he just does. So I'd watch that. But yeah, that's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Hopefully more people watched it if they weren't chiming in, but that's cool. That's fine. And then I will keep Escape from New York in my back pocket. It's on Pluto TV, it says for free, which I haven't checked out Pluto TV. Maybe that could be another resource for us to look for even more movies to watch. So I'll look into that. And then hopefully we can do another one of these. Let's see. I'm gonna be gone next weekend. I don't know, maybe towards the end of this month we'll do another one of these. I'll put a poll out and we'll check that out. See what we can find. Because I really like doing these. These are fun. I hope a Glenn Powell Killer Clowns from Outer Space produced by Ryan Gosling. Imagine the trailer for that or the poster for that with all the credits up there. That'd be gnarly. Man, that'd be cool. I kind of want this to happen, Luke. The more we talk about it, the more I sit with that. I kind of want that to happen. Once again, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but bring it on. That's why I don't make movies. I just watch them. All right, Luke. Well, I think I'm gonna head out here in a second. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you everyone for watching, tuning in. Um, Once again, tomorrow we're doing another live stream for a movie club. This isn't gonna be a watch along, although why not? We could do. It's supposed to be movie club, but I mean, we could just have it playing and just talk about it. So maybe we'll do that. But tomorrow we're gonna do that. This week I have. Well, actually, later today I'll be dropping a recap for another movie that's coming to Netflix in about a week or two, but it's also coming to theaters next week. So keep a lookout for that. I'll drop that here very shortly. But yeah, I had a great time, everybody. Luke, thank you again for stopping by. You made this a lot of fun. And hopefully I see you tomorrow for that live stream. Hey man, thank you for tuning into this because this wouldn't have been anywhere near as fun if it wasn't for talking to you with this. So hopefully we can find more like this because this was awesome. But yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Look out for the other video. I will not be here next week. Next week won't be a thing as far as live streams go, but I'll be back the next following week. But I got plenty of videos for all of y'all. All right. You are not a good streamer. Thank you for that. Thank you for chiming in at the very end. All right. Luke, peace. Everybody else, peace. Have a good day.